everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in. My name is Velile. I am a lifestyle blogger from South Africa. If you're new on the channel, you are very much welcome, and please do not forget to subscribe, like, share and comment on this video. Guys, today we are tackling a very important topic: finances when you are trying to build a house in the rural areas. How do you manage? How do you get to finish that house? It's one of those things that sometimes it becomes very difficult for so many people, because money is really a problem when it comes to building, because most of the people in rural areas build in cash. But now we are going to be helping you to find out how can you get finances to be able to build a house. Basically, we are looking at how you can build a house through finances from institutions without having to incriminate yourself and putting yourself and your family in debt that you will never be able to get out of. So we are going to be talking about that today. Whether it is an advantage or a disadvantage, we are going to also tackle that issue and talk about it. I got these beautiful cups. I love them so much as gifts, and I always have to get my coffee every morning to sit down and talk to you guys. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make coffee. Actually, I'm just going to do some other things, and then I'm going to make coffee, sit down, and then we are going to talk about this issue because this is very important. So wherever you are, just sit down, relax, and make sure you get yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and we can also talk about this issue because it needs to be talked about. Building a house in the rural areas, whether it is a 3-room or a 9-room or a 12-room, it doesn't matter. It does take a whole lot because most of the people in the rural areas build in cash. They save their money, work in the city, come back to the rural areas, buy material, put it aside up until they have enough to start a foundation and go up with their houses. But sometimes you find most of the houses are not finished or not complete, probably for over years, up until the owner has more money. So today I am answering questions of so many people who have asked me, especially young people who are trying by all means to acquire land in the rural areas and want to build, but they do not have enough money to be able to just put a big house like the houses that I've been showing. It is no doubt that it is very expensive to build a house of any kind because you have to buy so many things. The builders are also not so cheap. As long as you are able to have enough money to build, you are fine. But when you do not have money, then what happens? Even if you do have money but you don't have enough to really accomplish your goals of building a big house, what do? There are so many elements that are involved, from the roof on top to the walls, the bricks, the frames, the window frames, the windows themselves, the doors themselves, the cement to be able to plaster the house inside and outside, depending on what material you're using and which store you are buying from. It is always a very expensive exercise. People are really trying so hard to build, but they do get in the middle of everything and then they stop because they don't have enough money. So most of the young people who are watching my channel ask, Sis Velile, help us. How can we be able to get that money? Because some of us do not earn that much to be able to save every time a lot of money and buy a lot of material and also try at the same time to build our own houses. Some of them, they've acquired land already, but they do not have any money to start. It involves a lot, especially in the rural areas. Once you have acquired land, you have to make sure that you fence the land around because you do not want people to be trespassing into your land or else getting your land being used by other people. So let's tackle this thing because I decided to go and find out from people who are able to provide finances for people in the rural areas, to find out how do they do that and what is expected of these people, because you do not want to put yourself into a situation where you are in debt because you have taken monies there and there. We really don't want to have a new generation in South Africa that is living in debt. That is not supposed to happen. Hardware companies in our rural areas are making a whole lot of money because we depend on them to be able to build those houses. Everywhere you go in the rural areas, there is a lot of hardware stores. People are just making money out of other people. But now, how can we try by all means to work together in the rural areas so that we can be able to help build and develop those rural areas without having to have other people living in debt? So I decided to go to one of the big building company that is around everywhere in South Africa, because somebody else told me that they do provide loans to people who are trying to build, especially low income people. And I wanted to find out what are the advantages and disadvantages of people who are living in the rural areas when it comes to these loans, because loans means a lot. You know, you can find yourself losing your house because of a loan. So I went to Cashbuild to find out about this, and I had so many questions that I needed to ask them so that I can be able to help every one of you guys. So let's just go and find out what it is that is required for anybody else to be able to get a loan from Cashbuild, starting from there. Let's go in and find out. Here at Cashbuild in my neighborhood, I found a consultant that explained to me that Cashbuild worked with 3 institutions, that is Capitec, Nedbank, and SA Home Loans. But I asked him, how do they work with these companies? This is what he had to say.
If uzoya eCapitec, iCapitec ayibhekele ukuthi ingakhona ukufunda ngamalini yeMaterial ye-quotation mhlawumbe yenzeki noma kumuphi uCashbuild, bese uyaza eCapitec befike bebhekele ukuthi malini bengaka-afford ukukunika malini ye-building. UNedbank uyamele ukuthi sixhumanise nelokhuzana ne-call center yakhona, mhlawumbe ufike la esitolo sixhumanise ne-call center beku-check-ele ukuthi uqualify futhi emalini engakanani. Bese u-SA Home Loans kunenamba ongakhona ucela bekufonele back, uyise call back noma uyifonele nabo still beku-check-ele futhi ukuthi bengakusiza kangakanani.
There you have it, Capitec, SA Home Loans, and Nedbank, and you have to be able to go to the store at Cashbuild. Then they will be able to help you on how can you connect those institutions. Ask him what is needed for one to qualify, because most institutions will have to really make sure that they check so many things before they can say they will give you their money. So he said that when you go to Capitec, they usually look at people who are earning between 3,500 and up on their salary every month, and they are able to help those kinds of people. And he explained that your credit record also is of importance. They will have to check your credit record.
Oh, okay.
He explains further that once you qualify, they do not give you cash into your bank account, but what they do, they put money into Cashbuild for the amount that you need or qualify for, so that you can be able to go buy at the store. So this is the relationship Cashbuild has with these institutions. I am always concerned about what happens when one cannot pay, or any person cannot manage to pay further. Remember, as much as the land in the rural areas is tribal land and it belongs to the people, but those who acquire it do not own it. They cannot sell it to the highest bidder when things go wrong and when you aren't able to pay for any institution. So what happens to that? If you do know of this information, because I couldn't find it at Cashbuild, please comment down below and let me know. Yes, if you are going to go with an option that is provided by Cashbuild of getting a loan from any institution, you need to do your research, especially if you're living in the rural areas, because you do not want to find yourself in a situation where you are stuck and you do not have enough information. So ask a lot of information, get as much as you can, so that you can be able to make sure that the house that you have built with your own blood and sweat is not taken away by any institution. I hope you did get a little bit of information when it regards to your questions that you do ask me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for taking me this far. Thank you for being an ear when I want to relate a message to everybody else. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video on Thursday. Bye-bye.